Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Two. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. Hope everybody's been having a good week. I'm gonna keep tonight's stream pretty simple. Gonna talk about some of the questionable booking going on in AEW. Gonna pretty much open up for discussion about a bunch of different stuff going on in WWE. So just a general open talk, and we'll pretty much just go from there. But before we get started, wanted to take time to pay my respects to the recently passed away as of October 12th of Katsuya Kitamura, who was a former Young Lion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, won the Young Lions Cup in, I believe it was 2017, left New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2019. I believe he had a really bad concussion that he just, I guess, never recovered from. But I remember seeing him a lot in, watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, and, he was in the opening matches because, they usually start off the opening matches with the Young Lions, and he was always one of the Young Lions that I would see wrestle, and he was one of the biggest, pretty jacked up. But yeah, like when I found out the news, I was just like, wow. I mean, dang, it wasn't that long ago we lost Antonio Inoki, and now Katsuya Kitamura, and he was 36. Oh man. But yeah, it was always known as a young lion that had the vampire teeth mouthpiece. But yeah, won the Young Lions Cup in 2017, and just, oh man, he was the monster of the Young Lions, that's for sure. But it was really a bummer to hear the news. Hey, John Elite, I see you. R.I.P. Yeah. He's here. What'd you say? He's half of Inoki's age. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, he had one heck of an amateur wrestling career as well. I think he was a 2 or 3-time champion in amateur wrestling. But yeah, he's got a strong wrestling background, and I believe bodybuilding or weightlifting as well, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like, he was definitely he was hard to miss when it came to my time watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was hard to miss. He stood out quite a bit, especially compared to a lot of the other young lions at the time. But yeah, that's a big loss. But I wanted to take time to do a moment of silence for the recently passed away Katsuya Kitamura, and then I'm gonna raise my glass and perform a toast, a farewell toast. So, if y'all could, just moment of silence for Katsuya Kitamura. To Katsuya Kitamura, you will be forever missed. Okay. The New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World Television Championship Tournament kicked off actually today. It kicked off today. And David Finlay and Zack Sabre Jr. both advanced to the next round. Dave Finlay was able to defeat Yoshinobu Kanemaru, as Zack Sabre Jr. was able to defeat Alex Zane. So those two have advanced in the tournament. And, you know, it's a single elimination tournament. And it's going to be going on throughout the Battle Autumn tour. And I believe the next set of matches will actually be tomorrow, which will see the tournament match for Aaron Hanari versus Evil and Yoshihashi versus Jeff Cobb. That's tomorrow. And then Sunday, they're going to have the tournament matches for Hiroki Goto versus Kenta and Sonata versus Taichi. So, got tournament matches this weekend. So, got that to look forward to. But as of now, David Finlay and Zack Sabre Jr. have advanced in the tournament. That's pretty much all that I have for that. I want to talk about some of the questionable booking with AEW recently. You know, so a couple of things that kind of stood out to me. Okay, first off, the whole Jamie Hayter booking. Like, I know that's been a big deal for a lot of people. You know, that whole build-up looking like she was going to turn on Britt Baker, and then it didn't happen. You know, after so much time passed, it didn't happen. And now she's still cool with Britt Baker, still teaming up with her, yet still gets a loud crowd pop when she enters the arena. And then pretty much the exact same thing, just about the exact same thing happened with Daniel Garcia, the current ROH Pure Champion. That whole buildup of tension between him and Chris Jericho, even to the point where the recent tag team match with Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson taking on Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, you know, even getting hit with the title belt, getting screwed out of that victory. But yet Daniel Garcia ended up staying loyal by taking out Bryan Danielson in the ROH World Championship match for Jericho to retain. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, John Ali, actually, I agree with you. Is it me or is it the Daniel Garcia JS storyline a copy paste of Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker? I 100% agree with you, actually. I agree with you. Like, it feels like the exact same. And it just, I don't get it. I don't really know what Tony Khan was going for with that. Like, the crowd was over. He already had the crowd over, especially defeating Wheeler Yuta for the ROH Pure Championship. Jamie Hayter has been over with the crowd to the point where fans and folks are demanding put gold on Jamie Hayter. AEW Women's Championship, TBS Championship, put gold on her. But yet, she's still pretty much the sidekick of Dr. Britt Baker. You know, and it's just, you hear the fans, all that buildup, but nah, her and Britt Baker are still cool. Daniel Garcia and Jericho, all that buildup, And yet he stays loyal, proclaims that he will always be a sports entertainer. And I know I was talking about with some of my friends in one of the wrestling discords that I'm in, that, you know, the turn is going to happen. The turn is going to happen. It's like, honestly, I'm not so sure now. I'm not so sure now. John Lee says, are we even going to get the turns at this point? Honestly, I don't think so. Unless it's way down the road via a different type of storyline, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. So, yeah, I don't know. It really doesn't make much sense to me. So, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I feel like the AEW booking has been hit or miss. I mean, a big hit with the Acclaim winning the AEW World Tag Team titles. You know, a big hit with Daniel Garcia becoming ROH Pure Champion. The recent big hit, Orange Cassidy winning his first AEW championship, defeating Pac for the All Atlantic Championship, which I assume that means we're probably going to see Orange Cassidy on the road internationally. I mean, Pac did it. Why not Orange Cassidy? So who knows where they may take Orange Cassidy now that he's champion. But, and honestly, even the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus Christian storyline is starting to get pretty stale. That one's starting to get pretty stale. And then I know recently Tony Storm and Sheeta were able to defeat Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, but now you got Sheeta and Storm getting ready to face off. So, and what's the deal with Thunder Rosa? I mean, is Thunder Rosa going to come back? Because if I remember correctly, I think during the recent Tony Storm, Hikaru Shida promo, I don't think it was mentioned interim championship. I don't think the interim part was mentioned in that promo. So I don't know what the deal is, but I don't know if Thunder Rosa's coming back or like if she's still injured or what. I don't know. Also, congratulations to Renee Paquette. She is now all elite. She kicked off AEW Dynamite this week with her appearance. And I couldn't help but notice a lot of dang on WWE stans bashing her, hating on her. It's like, really, y'all? Her husband, John Moxley, signed a 5-year extension to stay with AEW. Why are you surprised that his wife would join AEW? Like, I mean, that's easy. Oh, yeah, that is a good point, John Elite. Every member of WWE backstage is all elite. That's right. I mean, CM Punk, which apparently CM Punk has a desk job with AEW. That's what the word is. Like, what? But yeah, CM Punk, Renee Paquette just joined. Saraya just joined. So yeah, you're right. Interesting how the tables have turned. But I'm definitely happy for Renee and for John Moxley. And one of the recent pieces of news. Now, I don't know if this is going to be just for Moxley, But apparently, word is that supposedly Tony Khan wants Moxley and maybe others to cease bookings with GCW. After all, he just recently lost the GCW World Championship to Nick Gage. But yeah, signed that extension. But yeah, I think what was said was that Tony Khan wants the AEW talent, I guess, off of GCW bookings. Either all of the talent or just Moxley. I'm not sure, but apparently that's what the word is. And I can kind of understand, being that he just got that extension, and I think he's going to have some mentor and coaching / training duties as well. I believe it's 5-year deal. John Elite, 5-year. So yeah, up through 2027. So yeah, I think it's pretty much safe to say that Jon Moxley is pretty much the face of AEW. So I don't think that's changing anytime soon. But but yeah, Toronto got a lot of love this week with AEW. I have been enjoying the buildup between Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. I think that's going to be explosive when the time comes. I've been enjoying that buildup. So that should be really good when they have their match this Tuesday. That's right. Dynamite's going to be on Tuesday, which I don't know if it's permanent or just for next week. But Dynamite's going to be on Tuesday. That's going to be interesting. Competing with NXT. Wowzers. But I have to say, I gotta give them credit pulling the trigger on crowning Orange Cassidy as All Atlantic Champion. But I think that's fair, being that they're probably going to feature Death Triangle quite a bit, being that they're still the AEW World Trios champions, which they're going to be going up against Best Friends soon. The challenge was laid out. The TBS Championship. So Nyla Rose steals the championship. And on tonight's Rampage, I mean, she defeated Anna Jay. And then, Jade and the baddies came down to try to get her title back. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm under the impression, are they turning Jade face? It looked kind of weird. And honestly, at the same time, it is kind of sad that Nyla Rose has to go through the whole stealing the title. Like, for somebody like her, she shouldn't have to go through all that personally. But, I mean, they're trying to do a build-up to Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose. So, hey, what's up, Kevin? Hello, I thought you just do NFL reviews, but hey, that's cool. Oh, nah. Carolina Panthers, pro wrestling, gaming, anime. Nah, we got variety here, my friend. John Lee says, that's what was on the back of my mind. Yeah. Like, it's interesting. It's really interesting, but they're building it up. And here's the thing. I'm nervous about this matchup because, I mean, you got, the two bigger ladies, Jade Cargill's pretty tall, very athletic. Nyla Rose is, one of the bigger ladies in AEW. Jade is still very green. in the ring, especially when it comes to selling and timing of moves. But at the same time, I still strongly feel like Jade won't take her first loss until after she hits 50 wins. I just have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I think once the 50 wins happens, then I think she finally loses. But they are, lifting her up to face, the harder talent. Because you have to remember, a lot of the matches Jade has won were squashes against pretty much jobbers for the most part, but were mostly squashes. But little by little, she'll face a worthy opponent. But it's just been slow and little by little. So now that she's going to be taking on somebody like Nyla Rose soon, it's working its way up there. But I know a lot of people feel like Chris Statlander should have been the one to dethrone Nyla Rose. And not Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill for the TBS title. But, with the ACL injury, or I think it was like ACL, MCL, something like that. Yeah, she's not going to be back for a while. So I don't know. Maybe they'll pull an audible and maybe Nyla Rose does dethrone Jade Cargill. But yeah, I don't know. But also, I don't know if this is confirmed true, but word is that Adam Cole suffered concussion, and there's no telling when he will be cleared to return or if he will return. Adam Cole's been out for a while now, but the word is serious concussion. I mean, I can only imagine what the booking would be like if he was, currently healthy and good to go. But I don't know. I know Dave Meltzer supposedly reported that Adam Cole may not be returning to wrestling, period. I mean, take that with a grain of salt because this is Dave Meltzer. But, I mean, concussions ain't no joke. Concussions ain't no joke. Forbidden Door was Adam Cole's last match, right? Yes. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. I mean, I hope he can come back. I really do. I mean, they could use him. They could really use him. But I think a lot of the focus now is just building up when the time comes for MJF to become champion. But like I said, I still think that he's going to cash in and get his shot at Full Gear. I also hear that we may be getting ROH Final Battle at the end of the year. So we may be getting an ROH pay-per-view at the end of the year in the form of Final Battle. I hope so. It would be good. It'll be really good. Also, I heard word that Mercedes Martinez is supposed to be returning soon. She's the current ROH Women's World Champion. So word is she's supposed to be returning soon. Oh, yeah. So now, because of Ethan Page defeating Isaiah Cassidy, which, let's keep it real, was pretty much a squash. Private Party and Matt Hardy are now under the contracts of the firm. Yeah, the firm, right? With Stokely Hathaway and Jose, the assistant, or something like that. They're under their contracts now. So that's a bummer. But speaking of Hardy, word is that Jeff Hardy's rehab and progress has been going good. So that's really good to hear. But let's keep it real, y'all. It sounds like the door is still open for him to return. But this is probably going to most likely, actually, not. This is going to be his last chance. Like, Jeff Hardy cannot leave any room for error this time. He's had way too many chances. So this time, I'm sure, is his last shot. And the thing is, I mean, he returns great, but he's got to be able to prove that he could stay the course. I mean, overcoming and going through the rehab is one thing, but you got to be able to stay the course. Can Jeff Hardy stay the course? That's really what it's going to come down to. Because I would love to see the Hardy Boys have an AEW World Tag Team Championship run. I would love to see that. That could be their last hurrah before they call it quits for good, if possible. But in order for that to happen, Jeff Hardy has to get right and stay right. And I really feel like this is his last chance. So hopefully he makes it count. But like I said, I'm here. I've heard that his rehab has gone well and he's made progress. So that was good. That was really, really good to hear. But when it comes to AEW, just, I don't know, the booking's been pretty questionable lately. And just, I don't know what they're going to do with Daniel Garcia. Have no idea what they're going to do with Jamie Hayter. I mean, now we got Chris Jericho. Looks like he's going to be defending the ROH World Championship against Dalton Castle this Tuesday. And I guess it's just going to end up being one of those where he's going to run through a bunch of former ROH World Champions. No telling who's going to dethrone him. But I'm hoping at some point Bryan Danielson will either become AEW World Champion or ROH World Champion. One of the two at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. But Swerve in our glory. I feel like the time is coming for them to eventually break up. Probably with Swerve turning on Keith Lee. I think it's inevitable. It's just only a matter of time. So we'll see how that goes, but it's inevitable. I think it's definitely coming. But I don't know. Aside from the two aside from the title change for Orange Cassidy, I mean, AEW's been kind of eh. Oh, and the Kingdom, Maria Kanellis Bennett, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven are now in AEW. They made an appearance on tonight's Rampage, which I believe the word is that they're no longer with Impact Wrestling. I believe their contracts are up. Not to mention Vincent, and I forgot who the other dude's name was. I heard their contracts are up as well, and they may be WWE bound, but I don't know for sure. But the Kingdom and AEW, that ought to be interesting. John Elite says, honor no more is no more. Oh, like legit for real? Like no more, no more? Well, guess it was fun while it lasted. But yeah, contracts are ending. I'm hearing that Triple H really wants to bring back Mia Yim. So it's looking like that might happen. Return of Mia Yim to WWE. Dutch, I think. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yeah, supposedly they may be WWE bound. And then, if I remember correctly, Chris Sabin, I don't know how much is left on his contract, but Chris Sabin is supposedly going to be up. And I think I also heard that Alex Shelley was a show by show sort of agreement that he has. So I don't even think Alex Shelley is fully under Impact Wrestling contract. So Motor City Machine Guns could be AEW bound so that they can finally have that showdown with FTR, which would be cool. Still hasn't happened yet. Joey Alter, welcome to the stream. Hi. But I think that could be happening. They could be AEW bound. So I'd be all for it. I'd totally be all for it. I think the crowd will be totally behind FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns. For which championship? I don't know. Pick one. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have for AEW. I mean, it's good to see Sean Spears back. You know, it's good to see Brian Cage back. So I mean, you know, there's a lot of faces. So this is good. This is really, really good. But still some of the booking is questionable. Okay. Guess let's go right on into WWE. Well, let's go on ahead and talk about it. Bray Wyatt's emotional return. You know, I thought it was really, really cool to see just the crowd showing their appreciation. And, you know, you could definitely tell Bray Wyatt was very emotional and dude was in tears. Oh, John Lee says Spears' new music sounds similar to his WWE music. Oh, yeah, when he was known as Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10. Yeah, I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. It does sound pretty similar. But I'm just glad to see he's back and the Pinnacle's a thing again. But yeah, Bray Wyatt, man, it was just really good to see him back. And just, you know, I guess he wasn't quite in character, but it was really good to see the appreciation shown for him. And just, you know, you could tell he was so happy to be back. You know, Bray Wyatt was definitely, you know, whether he was Bray Wyatt, whether he was The Fiend, he was a fan favorite. He was definitely a fan favorite. I just thought it was weird that, it cut to the Titantron to the dude behind the mask. Now, not quite sure what they're going for. I mean, yes, Bray Wyatt's new mask is similar to the mask in Black Phone. Yeah, I think the same same creator did his mask, if I remember correctly. I think that's what the word is. But I wonder what they're going for here. Like, I mean, are they going for like a split personality sort of thing with Bray Wyatt? Or I'm not sure what they're going for there. It was interesting. Although Bray Wyatt's entrance music, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling his entrance music tonight. I didn't think it fit for him. Nah, I didn't think it fit. So, should the Fiend and Firefly Funhouse make a comeback? That's a good question. I mean, the appearance of it at Extreme Rules may be a clue, maybe a tease, but I think we're gonna get something fresh, John Elite. I think we're gonna get something completely fresh this time around with Bray Wyatt. It'll be unique because that's just the character that he is. But I think we're gonna get something fresh. There may be some similarities to, past Bray Wyatt characters, but I think we're going to get something fresh. What that is, I have no idea. But I think with this whole White Rabbit and, Bray Wyatt, showing his appreciation to the crowd and then that segment hits. Yeah, I don't know what they're going for. And, it pretty much left everybody on a cliffhanger. But I think it's going to be something fresh. I really do. I really do. But it's just so good to see him back. It's really good to see him back. We had an interesting turn of events on SmackDown. So Karrion Kross and Scarlett were in a car accident. Drew McIntyre attacks. He's not cleared to compete in the Fatal 4-Way for number one contendership of the Intercontinental Championship. Rey Mysterio goes to Triple H, wants to quit so that he doesn't have to face Dominic. Triple H pulls him into the office and pretty much makes a deal with him. Not only does he put him in the Fatal 4-Way, but he completely moves Rey Mysterio to the SmackDown roster. Whereas Judgment Day is on the Raw roster. Now, I still think this is a work. I do. But I think, oh, hey, what's up, Mike? Muted the volume because I don't want Rampage or SmackDown spoilers. Understandable. Do what you got to do. Pretty sure Judgment Day will show up on SmackDown down the line. Yeah, they're gonna meet again. They're most definitely gonna meet again at some point. I still feel like we are going to get that Dominic versus Rey Mysterio match at some point. It's got to happen. I would be very shocked like if deep down, like for real, Rey Mysterio would not want to face his son one-on-one. We're going to get that match at some point. It might be later, but we're going to get that match. Like, there's got to be some sort of passing of the torch at some point. So it just may take a while. It just may take a while. Mike says, who is Katsuya Kitamura? So do you remember a big, muscular young lion that had a mouthpiece like vampire teeth? He won the 2017 Young Lions Cup. And then he had that bad concussion before he left New Japan Pro Wrestling in January of 2019. Yeah, that's who recently passed away. He was a young lion. He was a big, muscular young lion. But yeah, so we're going to get that match at some point. So we just got to be a little patient. It's really good. Like, I want to reiterate, it's really good that Shotzi brought the tank back. She should have never gotten rid of the tank, even when she was heel. Mike says, oh yeah, I remember now. Didn't know he had a concussion. So young, that sucks. Yeah. And I still have no idea how he passed away. I have no idea how he passed away. Like, it happened a couple of days ago on the 12th. So yeah, no word of how he passed away. It's crazy. But yeah. So are they doing a Young Lions Cup this year or no? I honestly don't know. Don't know. Actually, let me see. I mean, they haven't done it since 2019. Unless, yeah, I don't know. Because remember, they had the Young Lions Cup up to 2019, and then they did the Lions Break Crown in 2020. Actually, when was that? Well, it was in September and October of 2020. So, I mean, they might still do it, Mike, but I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't heard any announcements about it, but I think if they do it, it's going to be on NJPW Strong, probably like it was before. So I'm guessing if they're going to do it, it's probably right around the corner, I would think. So we'll see. I hope they do it. I really do. But yeah. So back to SmackDown for a moment. So Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn, they went at it. You know, the Mr. Honorary Oos. I'm guessing LA Knight is back to being a heel. I was confused. He beat Mansoor, and then he got on the mic and he pretty much kind of did like a heelish sort of post-match promo. So I don't know if LA Knight's a face or a heel. I mean, the crowd loves him anyway, but I feel like he's probably a heel. But I could be wrong. But then, Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville went at it backstage, and Liv took out Sonya with another flying, diving senton through the table. And we know who Roxanne Perez has picked for the Pick Your Poison. Mike's going to see the replay of SmackDown and Rampage. I'm checking out. Catch a replay tomorrow. Peace and God bless. Okay, cool deal. Cool deal. Let me know what you think tomorrow. So, let's see. So Roxanne Perez chose Raquel Rodriguez as Cora Jade's opponent for the Pick Your Poison match that they're going to have on Tuesday, NXT. So now Cora Jade still has to pick somebody on this upcoming Raw to face Roxanne Perez. So we know one side, so we'll have to wait for next week's Raw to find out who Roxanne Perez's opponent will be. Let's see. Legado del Fantasma had their SmackDown debut match, defeating Hit Row. So, thought that was good to see Zelina Vega looking fine and beating down B-Fab. And Santos Escobar with the assist, taking out Ashanti the Adonis. And then the rest of the group picked up the scraps. But yeah, those are mainly the main highlights that stuck out to me with SmackDown. Raw was kind of interesting. I mean, the whole DX reunion seemed kind of bland to me. There was nothing really that special about it, personally. But, I mean, it's DX. Very interesting story here. The Machine Gun Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows turn up in Raw, coming to the aid of AJ Styles against Judgment Day. Wow. This is really weird, y'all, because remember, Carl Anderson is the current never openweight champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Not to mention, I believe New Japan Pro Wrestling's Twitter page retweeted Gallows and Anderson's return to WWE. So this has my mind just wondering a lot of different things. Like, okay, because the word is Carl Anderson is supposedly still going to be competing at Wrestle Kingdom. And not to mention, he's supposed to be defending the never openweight championship against Hikuleo. So my guess is that, I mean, it's really only coming down to two things for me. And that's one, Carl Anderson at Wrestle Kingdom next year, January 4th, will be his last New Japan Pro Wrestling match, and that will be where he drops the title. Perhaps that's the case. Or, and this is wishful thinking, I have no idea. Or could Triple H and WWE try to pull a fast one and get in on the whole Forbidden Door partnership relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling? Which honestly, I find it kind of hard because, I mean, New Japan Pro Wrestling has worked with AEW. They've worked with Impact Wrestling. You know, they had the relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah as well, which I believe at one point, and I believe it was also announced that AEW is going to be working with Pro Wrestling Noah. So I'm not saying it's impossible that WWE gets in on the action, but I feel like I feel like it really is just Carl Anderson's going to drop the belt at Wrestle Kingdom. But the OC has reunited, and it looks like we're going to get a storyline between the OC and Judgment Day. And realistically, I'm all for it. I am all for it. So Triple H making some moves, looking great. Shoot. Candice LeRae beat Bayley. That was a big deal. Brock Lesnar showed up and F5 the mess out of Bobby Lashley. Took him to Suplex City. Locked him into the Kimura. Just flat out destroyed Bobby Lashley. So, not only did he get destroyed, but then he loses pretty much, almost kind of sort of got squashed in a way, almost, by Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is now your United States champion. Wow. Yeah, John Elite, Good Brothers are back in WWE. It's weird, though, because they still have commitments in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, but I guess maybe they weren't officially signed to any sort of specific contract. Because, I mean, you still have those wrestlers out there that do shows on a show-by-show basis. That's very possible. So it could be one of those. But I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe this is going to lead to a Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. That's what I think it's going to be, y'all. I think that's what this is going to lead to. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Because otherwise, why would he show up? He want that Saudi money. That's what he want. That's what Brock Lesnar wants. He want that money. So I truly believe this is going to lead to a match at Crown Jewel. So Brock Lesnar coming back pretty much was perfect timing. It was pretty much perfect timing. I also failed to mention Omos had a 2-on-1 handicap match that he won. Braun Strowman had a 2-on-1 handicap match that he won. Looks like they're going to be building up a dueling giant battle between Braun Strowman and Omos. Even though Omos does have the height advantage, that should be a big, entertaining battle there. Braun Strowman, Omos, can't wait for that. That should be really good. That should be really good. But Seth Rollins is your new WWE United States champion. Banged up ribs and all, took advantage of Bobby Lashley after the attack from Brock Lesnar, became champion. So, quite the craziness even happening on Raw and SmackDown this week. John Lee says, is Carl Anderson still going to defend the never open weight title against Hikuleo? That's still the plan. That's still the plan. That is still the plan. And that's probably where he'll drop the title to Hikuleo and then probably be done with New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, John Elite. That's when he's going to drop the title. Which, I mean, it makes sense. John Elite says, Seth Rollins is the second person to become a 2-time Grand Slam champ aside from The Miz. You know what? You're right. Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Good memory. Good memory. 2-time Grand Slam champion. Yep, The Miz and now Seth Rollins. Yep, sure is. That's what's up. And of course, they ended the show with DX, which, I mean, I guess that's cool. It was nice. Nothing crazy special, but it was nice. NXT. Y'all might think I'm crazy when I say this. Nathan Frazier versus Axiom 3 is a match of the year candidate. I kid you not. That match, that third and final match between Axiom and Nathan Frazier, I put that as a match of the year candidate. They threw down in that third match of their best of 3 series, and this was a North American Championship ladder match qualifier. They threw it down on NXT TV. That was not only match of the week for WWE, I put that on a list of match of the year candidates. I kid you not. Call me crazy, try to change my mind. They blew the roof off of the arena with that match. And Nathan Frazier gets the victory, wins the series 2-1. But that third match, oh my goodness, that was a phenomenal match. Indy Hartwell and Valentina Feroz wrestled, which I totally forgot how tall Indy Hartwell was. I keep forgetting that. She's kind of tall. Alba Fire defeated JC Jane and then got attacked by Sonya Deville. So, okay. That's really weird. That is really weird. So, now all of a sudden Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are cool now, despite all the crap that they went through. Now they're cool. I thought that was kind of weird. Joey says, I saw Halloween Ends tonight. What did you think? What did you honestly think? What did you honestly think, Joey? But yeah, so supposedly Mandy Rose gets captured. Sonya Deville comes to the aid and helps Toxic Attraction beat down Alba Fire, or Kaylee Ray. So it's interesting. That was really interesting. John Lee says, should Indy get called up now or stay in NXT for a while? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing her get called up. I'd be cool for it. I would sign off on that. Joey says it was good. Oh, you thought Halloween Ends was good? Really? I might have to disagree with you. Honestly, I thought it was trash. It didn't really make any sense to me personally, but that's just me. I saw it via Peacock, but honestly, it didn't make any sense to me. Joey says, I wonder if Dominic is going to reveal Eddie Guerrero as his father. That's an old storyline. That's an old storyline. That happened when he was a kid. I don't think they're going to bring that back. Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring that back. Oh, John Elite, that's a good question. If Aleister Black was still in WWE, could he fit in with Judgment Day? That's a good question. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a good idea to have both Finn Balor and Aleister Black in it together, but I mean, he could fit in. Hey, Jesse, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I miss Unagi in Stardom already. Oh, yeah. I think she recently made an appearance in Marvelous Pro Wrestling. But yeah, so I think the word is that she's still with Stardom, but will be on like a limited basis or something like that, where she's going to be kind of like branching off. That Dominic storyline was back in 2005, right? 2004 or 2005, one of the two, something like that. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, actually 2005, because that was one of the final storylines, I believe. Because Eddie Guerrero died in 2005. So yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah. Joey says, will Bray Wyatt fit in with Judgment Day? Nah. Bray Wyatt needs to do his own thing. Nah, with Judgment Day, nah. I think he needs to do his own thing. Bray Wyatt, I think he needs to do his own thing. Jesse says she is the assessor, so it makes sense. Yeah. You think she might step back into TJPW? I mean, after all, she did wrestle in TJPW under Unagi Himawari, which I believe that's her real name, Unagi Himawari. So I don't know if she'll step foot back into TJPW. I know Natsupoi has wrestled for TJPW under Natsumi Maki. So I don't know. I would love shoot. I hope she's interested in traveling overseas. I would love to see Unagi Sayaka and DPW. That would rock. I think that'd be really cool. Shoot. If that happened, I would wear my Cosmic Angels shirt. Seriously. But let's see. Where was I? So just there's continuing to be more build up towards Halloween Havoc, especially with JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker got in the last laugh with a spear at the end. Also, it looks like Indus may be reuniting. Sangha and Veer. Veer Mahan's been making appearances on NXT. So it looks like that tag team may be reforming now that Veer has reemerged. So I think that may be happening. But other than that, I just want to do an open discussion. So any pro wrestling talk, anything y'all want to talk about? Open discussion. I'd love to see Indus on the main roster one day. Yeah, they'll probably make a return at some point. I just hope it would be meaningful. I hope it would be very meaningful. Joey says, do you think Cody Rhodes will come back and beat Seth Rollins for the United States Championship? Good question. Honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's sounding like there's a possibility that Cody may return and be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. But Seth Rollins could work as well, being that he's kind of had Seth Rollins' number. But I think he may be more of a possibility of who may dethrone Roman Reigns. Which I don't see him returning until next year. So I think it's still gonna be a bit for Cody Rhodes. But yeah. I hear he's been making progress, though. Oh, also, I heard word that Big E may never want to wrestle again. I don't know if he could ever be cleared to wrestle, but I think Big E's pro wrestling career of in-ring competition may be over, y'all. John Elite says, aside from Cody, who could you see taking the titles off of Roman? Personally, I would like Shinsuke Nakamura to get the opportunity that he never got. That's what I would like to see. I want him to get the opportunity he never got. Jesse says Sheeta 3 belts would be nice, but I'm guessing Tony will retain on Tuesday. Yeah, I think Tony will definitely retain because Sheeta 3 belts, while that sounds nice, that's overkill. That's overkill, especially with how busy she's been. Yeah, that would be a little overkill. John Elite says Cross. Karrion Kross? Karrion Kross could Karrion Kross could work, but I don't know if here's the problem with Karrion Kross. I don't know if he would be over with the crowd enough to be a viable candidate. I don't know if he's over with the crowd to be that candidate. I hope I'm wrong, I mean, personally, I'm at the point where I'm really okay with just about anybody dethroning Roman Reigns. He's had that championship long enough. So I would be cool with Karrion Kross if he did it. Drew McIntyre really had a great chance, but of course, it didn't happen at Clash at the Castle. And I know a lot of people are still thinking The Rock at WrestleMania. I love The Rock, but no. I do not want The Rock with his 50-year-old self to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. No. We need somebody that's going to be a full-timer dethrone Roman Reigns. I hate to say it, but a lot of folks that want to see The Rock dethrone Roman Reigns for the title, I have to respectfully disagree. John Elite says Rock and Roman doesn't need to have the title involved. I mean, even in a non-title situation, honestly, do y'all really want to see that match? Like, really? Do y'all really want to see that match? Just honestly, because I mean, although to be fair, we did get a pretty dang on good match between Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. I mean, that was a good match. But if it goes anywhere similar to how that went, then I could see it being decent. But I mean, The Rock hasn't competed. Who was the last person he competed against? John Cena? Yeah, it's been a hot minute. If you ask me, it should be an up-and-comer to dethrone Roman. Yeah. Up-and-comer or a full-timer. Like, yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. But, I mean, The Rock he hasn't competed in forever. I mean, I know he's been doing the movies and, comedy and action movies and stuff, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know if The Rock would have it anymore. But Stone Cold did it with Kevin Owens, so I guess The Rock could do it with Roman Reigns. I guess. So, but does Rock squashing Redbeard at Mania 32 count as a match? I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, as it was an official match. No, in that it was a squash. So that's how I'll answer that, John Ali. Yes, and no. But good question, though. Really good question. But you know what? I just thought about something. So with Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, yo, him and Santos Escobar, yo, we could finally get that match. Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, yo, we're gonna finally get that match. We gotta get that match. We have to get that match. That match is a must. That match is a must. Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio. Oh, that's got to happen. That's got to happen. That's got to happen. What do y'all think? That match has to happen now. Legado del Fantasma's on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio's now on SmackDown. That match has to happen now. It's got to. It's got to. Yes. Yes. John Lee says, will Elektra Lopez join Legado when she gets called up? So the word is no, which is why Zelina Vega was her replacement. It's weird because I mean they all left NXT together. So I mean it's kind of weird that it happened that way, but the word is no Elektra Lopez. Zelina Vega is pretty much the replacement. And it sucks that it has to be that way. Because I mean, I felt like Elektra Lopez was a good fit in Legado del Fantasma, but I mean, this was their way of bringing back Zelina Vega. So, I mean, I guess if they wanted to, they could bring Elektra Lopez and her and Zelina Vega could be a legit tag team. I mean, I don't know. Could y'all see Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez as a tag team? Maybe. John Lee says that match has to happen. Oh, facts. Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar. Facts. Indeed. I would love to see that. I would really love to see that match. Although, I mean, we're going to be getting Rey Mysterio versus Gunther soon. So that, I mean, Rey Mysterio's known for being a giant slayer. So I don't know. Do they book Rey Mysterio beating Gunther? I don't see it happen. Well, I can see it happening. I just don't think they'll book it because you got to keep Gunther a strong champion. You got to keep him a strong champion. And I mean, Rey Mysterio doesn't necessarily need the title run, but I mean, it would be nice. I mean, Rey Mysterio, the last championship he had was, SmackDown Tag Team title with Dominic Mysterio. So, I mean, he hasn't had a championship in a while. So, I mean, I guess it'd be cool. It could be cool. John Lee says, should Gunther break his UK title reign of 875 days with the Intercontinental title? Nah. Because you got to remember the pandemic factored into a lot of that. But in this case, nah. Maybe let him keep it till maybe the end of the year, perhaps. But I think you keep the belt on him for a while, but now I wouldn't say that long. But yeah, I wouldn't quite say that long. But you definitely got to keep Gunther strong. Definitely got to keep him strong. I do believe that come Halloween Havoc, I do believe Ilya Dragunov is probably gonna become NXT champion. I see that happening. I definitely see that happening. I'm not that big of a fan of Zoe Stark teamed up with Nikita Lyons. I think they really should keep Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons as singles wrestlers because I don't see them dethroning Katana Chance and Caden Carter. So it would have been better if they kept those two separate. But I know we got Halloween Havoc coming up October 22nd, and then Crown Jewel is November 5th. And then don't forget, we got Survivor Series. Let me actually take a look at the upcoming WWE pay-per-views. Okay, so we got, so far, just Halloween Havoc on the 22nd, Crown Jewel on the 5th of November, and then November 26th is Survivor Series War Games. That's right, it's Survivor Series War Games. So the Survivor Series matches for the men and women will be in the form of War Games, which that should be very exciting. That should be very exciting. And they also announced oh yeah, that's right. January 1st will be day one. So they're doing day one again. And then the 28th is the Royal Rumble. And then next year's WrestleMania is going to be in California, Inglewood, California at SoFi Stadium. That's right. And then WrestleMania in 2024 will be in Philly. WrestleMania 40 will be in Philly at Lincoln Financial Field. So we know where the next two WrestleManias will be. It'll be really interesting to see where they do WrestleMania 50 when that time comes. We got a ways to go, but yeah, as far as folks returning, I mean, looks like Big E's career might be over. There's no telling when and if Randy Orton will be able to return. I don't know if Asuka's legit hurt or if it's a work. I don't think she's legit hurt. I think it's a work. But John Lee says, I'm liking these two night manias. I think I have mixed feelings about two night manias. I mean, I get the gist of it, to cover a lot of ground, especially with the number of championships WWE has. I know it can be a lot for some fans, but I mean, two shows definitely seems a lot more manageable than one big long show, which I can assume is pretty hard on fans. I mean, a WrestleMania that could start at 5 p.m. and go all the way to midnight. That's a lot. That's a lot. So no, I got mixed feelings about them, but I can understand why they're split into two nights for sure. I can definitely understand that. But yeah, I wonder if they're going to do a pay-per-view in December after Survivor Series. Well, then again, if they're doing day one on January 1st, they might not even do a pay-per-view in December. They may just do what they got to do on January 1st. But yeah, all I know is I'm just really excited about the upcoming Goddesses of Stardom Tag League and a bunch of Stardom events coming up. DPW show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Get to see Mei Saruga versus Emi Sakura. That'll be really good. Jungle Kiona and Sumi Sakai versus Hayan and Janaya Kai. That should be good. Got a bunch of Carolina Classic tournament matches. Colby Carino versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That'll be really good. Shun Skywalker versus Andrew Everett. That should be really, really good. Lucky Ali versus Yuyu Yamura. I mean, the card looks really good. So, looking forward to the DPW show tomorrow and even the one in November. World's Strongest. Already got tickets for that too. And then their next one after that is December 10th. So, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, I can bring my dad along for that show. But yeah. But other than that, y'all, I think I'm gonna end it on that note. But so it's another pretty good week of wrestling. So definitely a lot to look forward to. Like I said, the IWGP World Television Championship tournament kicked off. So a lot of stuff coming up. Definitely a lot of stuff coming up. But I will end it on that note. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of the above. Hit that notification bell. And thanks to all those that came out tonight that chatted up with me. Hope everybody has a blessed and safe weekend. And I will catch y'all in the next live stream for another pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I will see y'all next time. Have a blessed weekend. Peace.